Okay, go ahead and say your first and last name.
Hi there, I'm Jessica Latora, and I'm an RN, and I live right here in St. Augustine. So welcome tonight. Jamie, my husband, and I have been friends with Jens and Cindy Bredesen, who you met earlier, for about 6 years. And so we have known these guys outside of the patches. They've been utilizing them, like they said, for 2 years, and right away when they started to use them, they wanted to introduce us to the patches, and I said no. I was reluctant, I was skeptical. I am someone who very much believes in alternative medicine alongside traditional medicine. I really do believe that. However, I was just reluctant at the time, and that is because I had a very long, difficult health journey that I was on. At that point, I was in my 9th year of recurrent bladder cancer. Bladder cancer, if you know anything about it, to make a very long story short, is a cancer which, looking around this room, I bet you there's probably many of you have been having some type of cancer that you fought. Well, this particular one is usually something that affects older men who are long-term smokers. So me being a 41-year-old woman, never having smoked, it was like one of those weird fluke things that no one understands, but nonetheless, I started in with it at 41 years old. It is the most costly type of cancer to treat because it is the most recurrent cancer. Because I am a nurse and I had really good medical supervision and teams, I started in with treatments and therapies right away and surgeries. In a 10-year period, I had 12 surgeries. Every 3 months, I go for cystoscopy still, many types of immunotherapy and chemotherapy. It has not been fun. So about a year after they tried to introduce us to the patches, I still was reluctant because I was coming off of a very bad tumor and treatment. And they came over for dinner one night, and my husband, Jamie, had a very bad headache. So he went to get Advil, and they said, wait a minute, let's put a patch on it and just see what happens. So don't you know that literally within 10 to 15 minutes, his headache was gone. And I was like, okay, it's going to work for him. And that was my whole reluctance, because I do, again, believe in alternatives, but I just did not think they would work for me because of my long health journey. So we agreed that night after we have spent thousands, because if you know anything about treating cancer, there's a big piece of that medical insurance will not cover. We have been spending a lot of money over the years on those treatments and therapies, which have not worked because it keeps coming back thus far. We agreed that night to sign up with the intent that we would try it for at least 6 months. He got that immediate result. I was like, okay, what's it going to hurt? A couple dollars a day is just scratching the surface for what I've been spending money on with health. That night, the next morning, Jamie got up and he said, I don't know what's in those patches, but I have slept better than I've slept in weeks, maybe years. I was like, here we go. It's working for him. So I went ahead, we both did, and started using the patches. And I'll be honest with you, I'm an RN, and I worked some night shifts, some day shifts. At the time, I was working a lot of crazy shifts, so I wasn't real diligent those first few months personally. I would put them on, I'd forget one the next day. It just takes a while to form a habit. When I did start wearing them regularly, I was, to be honest, just not seeing anything happen. But I said, he's getting results. The man's sleeping like a log every night of his life. If he has pain, he sticks it on a spot. The pain goes away. I was like, God, please give me something. I know this is going to work eventually. So I finally, about 2 to 3 months into wearing them, I said, this is it. I'm going to really wear them regularly. And at that point, I had a return visit to a follow-up with my doctor. One thing that had happened right around that time, too, is I noticed, this was my first result, that my acid reflux was gone. And that was not something I was looking for, but all of a sudden, even my family members started to notice that I wasn't clearing my throat anymore, which is huge because I don't have to take medication for it. So, went back to the doctor, had my recheck. It was negative. I was thrilled. But what I noticed, and sorry if this is kind of graphic, but every time I go, every 3 months, I have to have blood work and I have to have a urinalysis. Every 3 months for 10 years, I have had blood in my urine until that visit. It was not there. So I said, okay, I'm going to keep wearing them, see if this continues. Maybe it's a fluke. I wasn't really certain about telling people about the patches just yet. Wanted to really know. So I continued with that. Now I've had 3 times of no blood in my urine. So it's been 9 months, and I have been in remission for 1 year and 3 months. So, another thing that happened, which was really big, is I'm now 51 years old. I've been on hormone replacement for being postmenopausal. And when I went, after using them, I would say only 3 or 4 months, I went to my GYN. I had just had repeat labs, and she said, your estrogen level is like 3 times what it was last time. What are you doing? And I said, it's got to be the patch. This is the only thing that I've done different. So she drastically reduced that replacement, and I haven't needed it to be boosted back up since, and that's been about 1 year. So that was really huge too. As a nurse, I am someone that really needs to know why. What is the science behind this? If you do your own research on copper peptide elevation, there's a lot of information out there beyond X39. It's all over. All you have to do is start doing your homework, and you will see it's scientific research that is done, and it really is real. So I can't say that you're never going to go to a doctor again. I don't say don't go, but I say do this alongside of it, because let's face it, we're all getting older, and we all need to do our part. So highly recommend them. If you want to talk to me about it more, I'm all ears and ready to talk to you about it. Thank you.